everybody. So today we are going to be taking you guys along as we get a rental house ready to list on the market. The renters just texted me and said that they moved out today. So we're going to do a walkthrough to see what we need to do to get the house ready to get it on the market, because right now in the area that we live in, the market is booming. So it's a perfect time to sell. We are also going to use the money that we make off of the house to go towards our land project, which you guys know about. So stay tuned. We're going to take you guys along from start to finish. Okay, so we just got over to our rental house. It's pretty much what we expected. Usually when most renters move out, we are going to be looking at drywall repair, paint, but especially since we are getting this house ready to list, to put on the market. So far it's paint, trim, interior doors, blinds.
And really just kind of like giving the whole house a deep clean.
Yeah. So
deep cleaning.
That's pretty much it. We will show you guys more of the house in the next video. Hey guys. Okay, so it's the weekend, which means we are about to head over to the rental house to start getting it ready to list the house, which means getting the cleaners together, which means getting all of the tools and paint together, all that stuff there. So it's always a task to start getting everything together, to load the truck up and then go over to the rental house, because usually by the time you get to the rental house, there's something that you forgot. So we're getting tools, we're getting cleaners, we're getting paint supplies, bunch of stuff. Thomas is walking the dogs and then we're gonna head that way. So we're gonna take you along with us.
So it's day one over here at our rental property, and we're making some big progress already. We've been spackling all the walls. PJ just took out the microwave and we're about to take the stove out because it needs to be replaced.
Yeah, it works, it's just the handle got broke off. So since we're selling it, we gotta get rid of it.
And then what is the big plan for this house?
The plan is to get this house ready to hit the market.
And how are we gonna do that in a month span?
So really this house only needs cosmetic things, so paint, a few appliances need to be replaced, and then a few cosmetic things on the outside. So hopefully, since it's mostly cosmetic, it shouldn't take that long.
All right, we are going, well, I'm about to put the first coat of paint on the living room. We're gonna paint this whole room white. The good thing is this paint was free because we're just using some leftover paint that we already had from a previous job. We're painting this room Dover white. It's a really creamy off-white paint. We think it's gonna look really good with the dark floors. We also used it at our current house that we live in now, in the bathrooms and the kitchen. So, without further ado, here we go. Oh my goodness, it looks better already.
So originally this was where the microwave was, but the microwave didn't work. So we're just gonna take the microwave down and subway tile up all the way, and the stove will be sitting here. So now I am putting this subway tile up. Should be a quick job because there's not very many. So first thing I'm gonna do is spackle where I'm putting the tile. Already got my line to where it's gonna be. So this mesh is where electrical came through, and so we just covered it with basically what you would do if there was a hole, and because that's all it was. So the tile will literally just go over it. Okay, so the game plan is to start on this side because I know that this needs to be a clean edge from here up. So I'm gonna start my way here on this corner and work my way across and then up. And then I'll just cut this side to fit. And then this is gonna get a piece of veneer on it, and so will this. So once the tile's there, I can put the veneer on it, we'll hide that edge. But that's the plan. So here we go. I should be wearing goggles, yes. but I didn't. Also, this is a diamond blade, so I don't have to worry about cutting my fingers because it won't happen.
And we both know that has happened
With a table saw.
with a table saw, so it's different.
So I'm almost finished with the subway tile backsplash. You're gonna see that these nails are kind of funky looking. Whenever I did this subway tile backsplash, I didn't use spacers. I actually used cardboard because it was one of my first tiling jobs and I didn't know what spacers were probably. But to match it up, these nails are almost perfect. So all you do is just take the nail, give it a little tap so it's in the wall. Once it's finished, you can just literally pull the nails out. So the subway backsplash is finished. What's next is it all has to dry, so we'll let this sit overnight. We'll pull the nails tomorrow and then we'll grout it. I'm gonna have to grout all of this so that it can match, but I still have this same grout, luckily. So we can grout it, caulk the edges, put the veneer on this cabinet and then paint it, and it'll be finished.
So I'm painting the ceiling now, and we decided to paint the same color as the walls because the ceilings in this house are so low. And so by painting the walls and the ceiling all the same color, it should add height. It should trick your mind and add height to this room. So we think it's gonna look good, all painted the same color.
I bought this house back in 2011. When I found the house, it was actually being marketed just as the land only. So the house was condemned. It was condemned because it had been turned into a cage. The entire house was filled with animal cages. It was a foot deep in crap and cedar shavings. And so when I purchased the house, I only paid $3,000 for it because when you bought it, you also had to agree to tear it down. However, I'd already talked to the city about if I got in here and started fixing it up, if they would remove the fact that it was condemned, and they did say yes. So I got a 1,200 square foot house for $3,000, probably put about $40,000 into it to get it livable. At the time, I was a college student, so I didn't have a lot of money. So everything that I bought was secondhand. All the doors were secondhand. The kitchen ended up where it was because we found a countertop that was solid surface and we had to make it work for the room. All of the windows were secondhand. The flooring I found on Craigslist. So it's kind of fun to see how far we've come as remodelers to see where we had to begin, because in the beginning I didn't have enough money to do the things that I wanted to, so I had to make things work.
Well, another thing about this house, I will just say, whenever PJ first bought it, I told him no.
Everybody told me.
Everyone told him. I was like, PJ, please do not buy this house. It smelled so bad. Whenever he took me through it for the first time, I had to hold my nose the whole time, and I could only stand here for like a minute at a time.
At the point that Thomas was coming around, the house had actually already been vacant for 5 years, and you could still smell it from the street.
Yeah.
It was nasty. We just finished up for this weekend, and we got quite a bit done. It was our first weekend working on the house since the renters moved out. So we still have the rest of the house to contend with, but we did get one room finished. That is the living room. We had to spackle all the walls, sand all the walls, and then paint all the walls. We also painted the ceiling, so it's got a nice clean coat, and we painted the baseboards. We are going to be moving on to the kitchen and the dining room and the hallway over the next couple of days or weekends.
You know, I think in the living room, actually really throughout this whole house, it's mainly just cosmetic. So it shouldn't be too much of a hassle, but I think it's gonna have a really big payoff, and it's going to be a really good before and after. This was also the house that we played around with color in. We painted the rooms a ton of different colors until we finally settled on the ones that we thought we wanted. But now, like PJ said, we're giving the whole house a fresh coat of paint. So hopefully it'll look really good and get this house ready to sell.
Well, that concludes our first weekend at the Reno house, or the animal house. We are glad that you guys stopped by. We plan on sharing more videos of this house as we renovate it throughout the next month or so to get it ready to list on the market. So we're gonna take you guys along from start to finish with the renovation, and then also possibly staging the house. Like always, you can find us on Instagram at PJ and Thomas.
You can find us on Facebook as The Property Lovers, and on Twitter as PJ and Thomas.
Until next time.
Bye guys.